So every single one of us as singers has been there at some point where you're singing along, you're feeling great, your performance is going fantastic, you're getting ready to hit the big money note in the song, and your voice just breaks. No matter how professional of a singer you are, it can take you right out of the moment, right out of the emotion of the song. And that emotion and that connection is the entire reason you are up there singing. Hello and welcome. My name is Amber Maud Cathy here at Nashville Vocal Studio, and we are jumping into a big topic in this video: why you experience vocal breaks and cracks. And really specifically, we're talking about the big break between registers, which is frustrating and unhelpful because as commercial singers, that's where so many of the songs that we want to be singing live, in that area that can be really tricky for us to maneuver while really sounding our best. So the first step to fixing this and to erasing your break is to understand what's happening. So let's get into it. So you have a muscle, the thyroid retinoid, that is responsible for shortening and thickening up your vocal folds. And that's what happens when you sing your lower notes. It's a lot like your bicep and your arm. That shortening and that thickening of the vocal folds is why that part of your voice, those notes, have a bigger, deeper sound. Your vocal folds are literally thicker. So this is the power source for your entire range, not just your low notes. So it is important. Then you have a muscle, the cricothyroid, that's responsible for stretching and thinning out your vocal folds. And that's what's happening when you sing high notes. That muscle is a lot like your tricep. And that stretching and thinning is why that part of your voice sounds lighter. Your vocal folds are thinner. And this muscle is the flexibility source for your entire range. Obviously, we want both of these things, right? We want low notes, we want high notes, we want power and strength, we want agility and flexibility. We want full range of motion in our voice, just like we want full range of motion in our arm. So I could be really muscular and have just this killer bicep. I don't, but I could be. And somebody has something heavy for me to pick up, but I can't stretch out my arm to reach and grab it. That's not helpful. Or I might be really stretchy. Oh my gosh, yes, I can reach it, but have no strength to pick it up. I want all of those attributes, full range of motion. So that vocal break happens when these two opposing muscles, they just don't work well together. And the key here is to figure out why that is. So today I'm going to be taking you through 3 key reasons why those opposing muscles are not getting along and ways that you can help make them act like they are the best of friends. So the first might seem simple, but it is so often the case. They might not be working well together, and those muscles might not be coordinating well because you haven't spent enough time working them together. A lot of us as singers have a tendency to just kind of stay away from the areas where our voice doesn't feel so great, where it doesn't connect as well, where we have trouble. That's the last thing you want to do. That's where you want to be spending your time. A great way to do this is by singing easy sliding intervals. Really focusing on the slide. Start with a semi-occluded sound, right? Like a lip trill, a smiley V, a blowfish, whatever feels good for you. Start with that sound first, really honing in on the slide throughout your range. The slide is the most important thing. We want those muscles to coordinate and stretch and thicken and thin, working together. Once that semi-occluded sound feels good working up and down, then move to vowels and vowel consonant combos. Nay, whatever feels good for you. The second reason they may not be working well together, and I see this one so often, it's a big one, could be because they're unbalanced. That means one is stronger than the other. So how do you fix this issue? You spend equal time in both of your registers so you feel equally good. So many singers have their preferred register. You might be that person who loves to sing low, and then it comes time to go high and you feel really uncomfortable. Well, if you don't feel comfortable high, you're sure not going to have an easy time taking that power you have from singing low up higher. Or you might love living in that high register, your falsetto, your head voice, but then you get nervous when the low notes come. Well, you're not going to have as much power in any part of your voice like you could have if you don't also work that low end, that shortening muscle that's responsible for those low notes. Don't just spend time working in your comfy place. Spend time in your comfy place and spend time in that place where you're not as strong. You want those muscles balanced in order to get your best sound and to erase that break. And the third one we're going to talk about today is lack of coordination because of tension. Whether that means you have tension at the vocal fold level, the vocal folds themselves, in your neck, in your jaw, in your tongue, your shoulders. Guess what? All of those muscles connect and work together. So when tension is the cause of the break, the first thing I want to do with the singer is really kind of figure out where is the tension coming from. It could be all of those places because, like I said, they're connected. But I want to look at extrinsic outer muscles. I want to look at the intrinsic muscles of the voice itself. And then I want to relieve the tension where we can. A biggie I see here is that tendency that so many of singers have to think of pitches as up and down. So here comes the big high money note, and you automatically think, man, I got to get up there. I see singers get up on their toes, lift their chin. All of these muscles, look what happens. They all get tense. So neck tense, jaw tense, voice tense. We're adding weight to something that needs to be able to stretch further to hit those higher notes. So what does it do? Our voice literally breaks apart. It can't stretch further, so it breaks. It could be that you have tension because you're using too much air. You're pushing too much air, so your vocal folds really have to constrict, or you're not using enough, so these neck muscles kind of get engaged and try to compensate. When they tighten, guess what? Everything else tightens. And a free body means a freer voice. So what can we do about all of this? For tension release at the vocal folds, I love semi-occluded vocal tract exercises. Think lip trill, straw and water. That balance and pressure helps your vocal folds connect as efficiently as possible, releasing unnecessary tension. Then I like to look at the tension in the body, and I do stretches and I do targeted massage. So you want to figure out where you carry tension and then come up with effective ways to release it. Now, this could be a whole nother video in itself, so I will do that in the future, but things like basic shoulder rolls backward and forward, head and neck rolls gently side to side. They can make a real difference. You want to find good strategies for you to help you release that tension so those vocal folds can connect and blend smoothly and that break just goes away. There are lots of things to take into consideration. This is a huge topic for us as commercial singers, but these are 3 biggies. And if you want more support in this, I have a fantastic online course called Erase Your Break, where we go deep into all of the reasons that the vocal breaks can happen. And we look very holistically in this course, voice, body, and mind, because that's part of it too. It is 10 weeks of recorded lessons with 50 videos, an audio library of 40 vocal exercises. It's really a comprehensive resource that you can keep going back to time and time again. And then I also have a membership I want you to know about, Nashville Vocal Pro membership, and it includes the Erase Your Break course, really low monthly rate, as well as every other course I have, future courses, live time with me every week, my big 24/7 voice gym. It's really a fantastic resource so that you can make your voice the best it is on your time schedule, no matter what your time zone is, if you're touring, you're juggling jobs, kids, whenever you need it, it's there for you. So check those out. Also, if you found this helpful, please give this video a like. Please subscribe and come back for more content. And please just come on back often.